Welcome to Book Chat with Two Girls with a Mic, where we discuss our book of the month. This month's book was Saving Sunflower by Rae Lyse. Is it Lyse? Did I say that right, Crystal? Lyse?
Yeah, Rae Lyse.
Okay, Rae Lyse. All right,
Okay.
Crystal, what you thought? What was your thoughts?
Well, let me go ahead and read the synopsis for people who haven't read it. So Dominique DeBlanc is a wayward street hustler and part-time rapper, constantly running from a past that haunts him. With a bleak outlook on life, he finds himself teetering between two worlds, a seedy one where he's not guaranteed to see his 22nd birthday, and a promising one that might bring him recognition for his talent. After a chance encounter with a peculiar waitress, sorry you guys, sorry. He finds himself engulfed in a friendship he never knew he needed. However, his complex life and reckless decisions challenge their already complicated bond. So, this book was 4 parts. It was like she broke it up in 4 parts, and I love the fact that it was broken up. So we could go ahead and just do part 1. And I felt it kind of started off a little slow. It was the introduction, so it was just them meeting each other, getting to know each other. But what I liked about the introduction is, like, her name is Claudette, so we have Claudette, and then we have Dominic. And Claudette basically said, I can do something for you. So they met at her job, and he's a rapper, and he was talking with his boy about a place he was trying to do his show. And he was like, they was just having a conversation, and Chloe just happened to listen to them while she was doing her job and said, I got you. I can get you at this place down here to perform, which is, the book was in Atlanta. And she was like, I can get you a gig there. And she did. So,
yeah, I mean, I think it was Autumn, though, that had the connects. That her friend, it was Autumn who had the connects, and so they exchange in a sense. They needed some rides around town, to get around, and in exchange, Autumn would introduce them to the promoter at the club. And Mo, which was Dominique's best friend, was, I guess, in a sense, my friend, my boy, I'm gonna be your manager, hooking you up, but what he was doing. And Claudette, she in the background was like, hey, what about this? She yelled it out. And from then on, I think Dominique, in a sense, kind of had a attraction to her in the first place. He met her at the restaurant at Waffle House. But, I think that kind of solidified what was brewing between them two. I thought, the beginning was slow, but I thought it was good because it kind of tied everything together of who everybody was, so you could kind of understand the dynamics between everyone and their relationship. It wasn't like a huge cast of people, but it was a cast of people that were needed. So, like, you have Dominique, Claudette, Autumn, George, which is Claudette's granddad, Mo, which was important because him and Claudette weren't really cool with each other
at all.
Josiah, Diane, and even Eve, which was Dominique's mom.
And so, I like the fact that she put her in the book, and it wasn't like just a little bit. She was throughout the book, and it gave us an explanation of how Dominic lived, why he did the things he did, how he survived.
And why he was the person that he was. Why did he always feel the need to have to take care of everyone? But the book was an emotional roller coaster for me. I think I was texting you a couple of times, like, I don't know, my heart is anxious. Like, I don't know if I really want to.
Yeah, it was like, and it kind of threw me because, like I said, like part 1 was a slow build. It was like a slow build, but it was a slow, necessary build. Like we needed to know all of this. And just the fact that I understand where he came from. And yes, he did go in and out of jail. But the fact of the matter, it could have been worse. Like, I feel like he could have had like a worse upbringing. I mean, he did have a bad upbringing, but I just think he could have had a worse outcome than what came from this. And like I said, I loved him and Claudette. Like I started liking him towards the end of part 1 because she was somebody he needed without him knowing she needed him. And not until the end. That's when he realized he needed her. So I definitely,
I think their relationship is just their dynamics, period. And how she, in a sense, kind of got into his life and was there, and he wanted her there, and how, she made him feel, in a sense, because he was just day to day. The only person he really truly cared about was his little cousin, Josiah. So,
that is true.
I think that she brought out a sense of peace for him. She was, how people say, that's my peace, being around this person is my peace. I think that was Claudette for him. And, and he taught her a lot because he was her first in some of everything. And so, and for all the stuff that took place and happened, I think they had a great dynamic. It was, I don't know if it was so much as a healthy dynamic for them, but, it ended up becoming solid. She knew what she wanted. She knew her heart yearned for, and so did Dominique, no matter how much he tried to fight it. And and I just love the fact that he took the sense of responsibility for his family, and he took it seriously, in and out of jail. No matter where he was at, he was always trying to look out for them some type of way, and even for her.
Oh.
So yeah, I think their dynamic was pretty good. I loved how she wrote the story. I loved the backstory, and even with her and her dad, how you got the backstory of her dad. But her mom pissed me off. I was upset about that. I was just like, like, dog, and I wish, in a sense, she would have delved a little bit deeper into that about her mom. But
she did actually. I mean, like, she delved in. I think it was in part 3 that she talked about her mom a little bit more. And
yeah, but I wanted her. I still feel like, although Dominique, made her promise not to cry over her mom again, I wanted her. I guess I wanted a sense of confrontation with her mom, or more of a closure. I still don't feel like she got closure. It wasn't closure for me. I wanted more.
But yeah, and see, I agree with you saying that, but I feel it was when her grandfather stated what she stated, when he told her, that he did see her, that he ran. I just
wanted her to, I guess, in a sense, I wanted her to talk to her mom for some reason. I don't know. It's just for me, I guess. For me, like, oh no, y'all need to have a bit blow.
Her mother didn't want to, like, literally, like his, like the grandfather said, she decided that she didn't want to do it anymore. And then it was, and I agree when he told her, I feel like you need to stop crying over your mother, because it wasn't about her. It was about the mother. Granted, yes, she did go start a whole nother family, had children, but it was something at that time that, like, and I think the grandfather stated that she was not ready to be a mother. And she told her husband that at the time that she wasn't ready to be a mother, and she couldn't be.
Yeah, I took it as if she just didn't want to be a mother to her and a wife to him, because it seemed like she left them to go be with someone else and to start having a family with that man. But I don't know. I don't know. But I know I was on an emotional roller coaster with him. I was like, oh God, what is gonna happen next?
Yeah, that's the thing. And then the like, basically with her, I just felt Claudette was naive. Like, she, how everything is saying is now, if naive was a person, that was Claudette. And I feel like she had Autumn, even though Autumn was, I feel like, a little too rough, was like, yeah, you don't want to deal with a type of dude like that because he's going to do this, he's going to do that. Just because it happened to you doesn't mean it was going to happen to her. And I just feel like she pushed her beliefs on her too much. So that kind of like stressed her out on, okay, or made her second guess, should I be with this dude? Because she went through
that was a quick second guess. I think that happened when he picked her up from work that time when she was sick. But, you know, I think after that, it didn't matter what Autumn had to say or what was going on. You know, her love for him had already been there.
Yeah, solidified.
It didn't matter what anybody had to say, whatever, even when, you know, all that went on and she was like devastated those whatever that month or whatever. You know, and Autumn was trying to get her out of the funk. She still, it didn't matter. She knew where her heart was.
She didn't listen to her at all. So, and I love, like, I'm glad about Claudette that she had the relationship with Diane that she did, because I felt, even though Diane was not, as Josiah and Nick and Joe said, she wasn't the best mother. She didn't know how to raise him. But she was a woman who told another woman, one, you need to figure out what you want and what you're going to take from this man. And then when she needed somebody the most to tell her what she needs to do, she basically told her. So I love the dynamic and the relationship between Diane and Chloe. Like, Diane took time to teach her how to cook. You know, you know, like, she just taught her things that I feel Claudette missed out on, not having her mother growing up.
Yeah, like, you know, my favorite part was when they were in the car and she was getting ready to leave out and she's like, Autumn was right, da 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 da, and he was like, next time your so-called friend is sitting there bashing me and talking about me, you tell her I effing killed for you. And I was just like,
that was the best. Yeah, that definitely was the best.
Like, this man, like, no matter what was going on, it's not like it's not like he ever declared his love for her, you know, vocally. He didn't ever say it, but like his actions, you could tell his actions were unusual, because his boys, his cousin, everybody knew he never brought a girl to Diane's house before. You know, Mo even knew. I think that's why he felt a certain way with Claudette, is because he knew that something was changing with Dominique because of how he was acting. Tony, all of them knew. So yeah, I feel like that right there was a pivotal point in the book for me. And because
I wasn't a fan of Mo's, like, at all. I wasn't a fan of him at all.
Going to get a book. I'm interested. I need to message her and see if Mo is going to get a book.
Because Mo needs, like, if she give him a book, he needs to redeem a lot, because he was not a favorite of mine. And I'm like that scene where he basically was telling him when they went ahead and, you know, robbed that dude. And he was like, you know, at first he was hesitant about it. I didn't want to do it. But the fact that Mo, you know, you see what he's trying to do. He's trying to get out of the life he's in and get somewhere, because now he has somebody behind him who's helping him build his rap career.
Right.
And it's like, you want to keep him down. I'm your boy. Like, Nick basically made sure that Mo was never in no trouble. Like, and what happened, like, when they got arrested, he said to his lawyer, you know, can you, you know, look out for my boy too.
Asking about him and the
right. And but Mo was all about self. He's like, you know, well, this what you can be doing, and you can be doing this. Let that man grow up. Like, you gotta eventually grow up. You can't stay here. You gotta, you know, level up. And that's what he was trying to do. And I just feel like Mo wasn't really a true friend, like Nick was a friend to him. Like, because Nick was like, well, you know, I'm good, you gonna be good. But Mo want to keep you down so you can't get good. Like, and I'm just like, nah, I don't like him. But another person I loved Nick and I loved Chloe, but I loved me some Josiah.
Yeah.
And that's her second book, is The End Game, talking about him.
Right.
So Josiah was like, Nick and Josiah's relationship was great. Like, he had that father figure, but he also had that big brother figure. And Nick made sure, all I'm gonna do is make sure is you graduate from high school and go to college where you're supposed to be. And I love that he did that. But then when Josiah and Claudette, just the scenes with them were like the best.
They were good. I like their dynamics too.
I definitely love their dynamic
that built with them. That was good. I like
that. And my favorite part, and it was funny, like I bust out laughing, is when she was taking her grandfather to meet him at the prison. And then she told him to turn off the road, and he like, girl, where you taking me? Like this is not even a real road. And then you're pulling me up to a prison. What's going on? And then when she broke down and told him she was pregnant, girl, what kind of school did I send you to? And I just thought that whole scene was the funniest thing in the world, because that's like when you're raised by your grandfather and he's older, and that's exactly how they act, and that's exactly what they say. But just all of the relationships that she had in the book were perfect.
They were. Yeah,
Eric.
I like how she brought everybody together. I like the dynamics, you know, and I think all of the characters fed off of each other. So it was a really great read. I enjoyed this. I'm definitely going to check out the end game. With, so I can't wait. But yay, our first book check.
Yes. So if you have not read Saving Sunflower by Rae Lyse, please pick it up. This was a 5-star read for me. What was your rating?
It would definitely be a 5-star if I rate
it. Yes, I loved it. So thank you for definitely writing this book, Rae Lyse. And, you know, like I said, I would definitely be checking out the end game. So thank you guys for joining us on our first book check. And we will definitely be doing this on a monthly basis. And our next month read is Moth to a Flame by Ashley Antoinette.
I'm excited about reading that series.
Yes, because that's a long series and everyone's been talking about it. So I cannot wait for that either.